The Lomarang King's Plate, once known as the Queen's Plate and now renamed after the ascension of Britain's King Charles III to the throne, is the premier horse racing and social event on the Cape Town calendar. Nasiphi Same is there. Nasiphi, what is the latest happening there?
Well, what I can say to you is that the 103rd Lomarang is in full swing, the much anticipated horse racing event. As you can see, people behind me, a whitewash of blue, including white, people literally dressed to the nines, music, entertainment, horse racing, including fashion galore. But to talk to us more not only about the event, but horse racing itself, as you did mention that the Lomarang is one of the most prestigious horse racing events in the country. So thank you so much for your time. I'm speaking to Greg here from the Cape Racing, the chairman there. Greg, we were speaking not too long ago and you were talking to me about the appetite for horse racing.
Yeah, I think the appetite for horse racing had fallen very low a few years ago. Racing fell on tough times, and we've come in, put a lot of capital and effort to work in revitalizing this property here, or our properties here in the Cape, our racecourses here in the Cape, and investing in programs and events to lead to a resurgence of racing. And we're pleased to say that after 18 months, the results are definitely starting to show in every respect. When we have wonderful sponsors like Lomarang's Drakenstein on their big day, the Lomarang's King's Plate, and other sponsors that sponsor different events along the way, we're seeing the crowds come back. More importantly, we're seeing people buy horses again. The more horses people buy, the more horses in a race, the more people bet, the more crowds come to watch the horses, the more owners there are, and it's a very synergistic, symbiotic relationship, and we are seeing an absolute takeoff, quite frankly, of racing in the Cape.
Are you also seeing a take-off when it comes to the numbers that are coming here? I mean, we were here in 2023 at the Lomarang's King's Plate. Are you seeing the numbers as well in terms of appetite of spectators?
Absolutely, not even a question. We're seeing a dramatic uptick. I mean, certainly for our members' areas and our owners' areas, our restaurants are full and booked out every single race meeting. On big days like today, of course, you're seeing thousands and thousands of people on course. But every time we have racing, which we race almost 70 times a year, we have seen a dramatic uptick in attendance. So I think the resurgence in the Cape is very much underway.
And then last year we saw the inaugural Okapi Ladies International, and this year the second one. I mean, what does that mean also for the resurgence that you speak of?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant what the Okapi Ladies race, and I must give credit to Gina Goldsmith, who has been behind that race, and we've seen it grow. Last year was its first running, this year our second running, and I can tell you the difference a year makes is incredible. For the first running, it wasn't well attended. People were arriving after the race to come to the King's Plate. This year, they were here, as you saw, lining the rails, and it was so well attended, such energy. Every lady rider in the race brought with them their families, etc., and it just added to the vibe. And quite frankly, I think it's in keeping with the sponsors, Okapi, Lomarang, Drakenstein. It's all part of their day and rejuvenation of racing.
Speaking about the day, I mean, I spoke about the blue and white. I see that you're also sticking to the theme. Do you perhaps know the reason behind why we wear, blue and white?
That definitely predates me. I came in my current role and ownership role and chairmanship role a few years ago. Only returned to South Africa, some years ago. As you know, this was the 163rd running of the Lomarang's King's Plate. As long as I've known it, it's been blue and white. I would say the main reason behind it, I would think, is Drakenstein's colors are blue and white. When you go out to Drakenstein and to their magnificent property and farm, everything is blue and white. You saw the horse that won the Lomarang's King's Plate, Charles Dickens, wearing the signature blue and white silk. So I would say that that's pretty much the driver behind it.
That was quite a popular race, Greg. What do you think could be the reason behind that? I mean, for people that are sitting at home and not understanding, the world of horse racing.
Well, I can tell you the Lomarang's King's Plate is possibly, the most prestigious, most difficult race to win in racing. Without getting overly technical, it's not a handicap. A handicap type of race is when the weights of the horses are adjusted so that every horse has an equal chance. In a race like this, invariably the best horse wins. As simple as that. And that's what the attraction is.
That is Greg Botts there, the chairman of Cape Racing. I'll just ask my colleague to show you the number of people that are actually here. People coming from all corners of South Africa, including outside. As you can see, there are people in their blue and white attire. As much as, you know, people are enjoying the horse racing, people have indeed stepped up and dressed in their Sunday best, basically. Showing you there is the people that are actually enjoying this horse racing. We just heard now from Greg that there seems to be, or rather there has been a sort of resurgence of not only horse racing in the country, but also the number of spectators or an appetite to watch horse racing.
Nasiphi, if the weather is anything to go by, it's a lovely day for horse racing out in Cape Town. That's at Nasiphi Same at the Kenilworth Race Club.